Hi, myself Maha. I have been working as a wealth management intern in Crispidia. My internship in Crispidia have been more than just work experience. It helped me to understand the world of finance beyond just textbooks. I have learned how to use important financial metrics and data to make decisions, and it helped me how to think like an analyst. Most importantly, Crispidia helped me to gain confidence and my deeper passion for finance. I'm extremely grateful for my mentors, Malay sir and Kedar sir, for their extreme support and guidance. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Romit. Right now working as an equity research intern at Crispidia. I had a topic of tokenization. I thought that report is just going to be take a company, take numbers, do an analysis, voila, I have a report. But jokes on me, it was much more than that. I learned about technical stuff I was not used to. For tokenizations, I had to learn about smart contracts, coding, AI native, about wealth tech, and a lot of other stuff, which I was not familiar with. So this gave me an exposure to things I was not used to while doing the research. So this really built fundamentals for other reports. And I was also really blessed with a really good mentor, Shejal ma'am. She was really nice to me. I thought stepping into the corporate world, I'm going to have this really, really strict manager, this deadline to the work. You have to do it. I want it right now. Why is it not done? But Shejal ma'am was really nice to us. She really helped out with the report. She even gave the formatting and even guided us with how to make our TOCs. So I think Crispidia brought me out of my comfort zone, had me exposure to things I was not familiar with and used to. So the experience itself was very humble because I thought I had knowledge about this particular stuff. But when I actually started doing research about the companies, the sectors, a particular topic, I just got humbled. I like, okay, I don't really know everything. I was like 2% of what even finance is. So the experience itself was very nice. Sejal ma'am itself and everyone around me was really nice. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Tanushree, and I've been interning at Crispidia for the last 6 weeks as an equity research intern. So, to talk about my key takeaways, my first one would be that my industry that I got was retail. Looking at retail from an outsider as a consumer, you don't actually get to know what's happening, but transitioning from a retailer to a researcher helped me understand what actually goes on. All these brands and companies we purchase from Constant, the amount of work that goes into it, the kind of financial struggles they go through to actually get the product to our doorstep, I understood all of it. Secondly, I came in expecting a very rigid corporate culture and environment, but having access to the founder itself, who is also our mentor, Shejul Ajmera ma'am, it helped me understand how important collaboration actually is. And I'm very, very grateful to her for her guidance and her support throughout. And lastly, I really understood how much patience and effort research actually takes. It's not something you just do overnight and say, okay, I'm going to use AI for this and get over with it. It takes a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of cross checking to actually get that final report on your table. So these were my 3 major takeaways, and I enjoyed my time throughout in this internship. Thank you.
Hey guys, I'm Samiksha Baby, and I was an equity research intern here at Crispidia for the last 6 weeks. So the sector I had gotten was the industrial sector, mainly towards defense and aerospace. And like all of my fellow peers have already mentioned, I think the main key takeaway from this entire internship was the fact that I really underestimated how research or equity research in general would be. Usually when we do research, we just think of it as something very basic. You just take out bits and pieces out from websites and you culminate it together and there you go, there's a report. But I think being here with Shejul ma'am's guidance, it really taught me that there's a lot more to actually making a fully finished or a fully furbished report on the table. And that was my biggest takeaway and also my biggest learning out of all of this. As someone who has a very big interest in the defense sector itself, I barely knew even a 0.5% of everything that goes on in the sector. And only by doing really in-depth research did I understand that there's a lot more that's happening behind the scenes, and what we mostly think in a hypothetical manner might not be actually true. So that would be a few of my key takeaways, and I'm really, really thankful to all of my fellow peers and mainly my mentor for really guiding me through everything and constantly correcting me and telling me where I can fix up my errors and where I could grow into a better analyst. Thank you.
Hello, I am Ojas Kobe, currently interning at Crisp from the past 6 weeks. The sector that I had chose was technology. To be very honest, I have been a really avid reader, but I had never gone to read about technology. So this is the first time that I'm getting out of my comfort zone to read about something that I had little to no knowledge about. And to be honest, I genuinely enjoyed it throughout, reading about semiconductors, reading about Silicon as a platform, and also about quantum computing, which sounded really awesome to me. So my entire internship has been about stepping out of my comfort zone and exploring something that I had never worked upon. So yeah.
Hello, I'm Manav and I've been working at Crisp for the past 6 weeks. So I've always been interested in the stock market and finance, and I've personally been investing for the last 5 years. But I have always invested in the Indian markets and I had little to no exposure about the US stock markets. But working at Crisp was a very different experience and it gave me exposure to the global markets. I got to learn a lot of new things when it came to the pharma sector, pharmacy, and I also learned about how it's going to impact our economy as well. But overall, the experience was wonderful. I would like to thank Sejal ma'am for guiding me, and it was a very fun experience. So yeah.
Hey, my name is Anurag. I've bbeen interning at Crisp under the Wealth Division under Mr. Malaysia for 1 month. And here are my key takeaways on the internship that I've been doing. So firstly, I was completely new to the finance sector. Actually, I have learned how to analyze a company top to bottom and what to look at when investing. The model I followed was QPBT, which means quality, performance, valuation, and target pricing. So that really helped me to value a company. So the next thing is time management. Of course, I had to work on my efficiency. My work were not getting done on proper time, and I had to work on it. By the end of the week, I improved my time management, got better, and I was more efficient at my work. The third thing is, okay, so my job description was to create IC memos for both Indian companies and US companies. So in total, I have prepared 20 investment committee notes for the company. Out of that, 10 being Indian companies and the rest 10 being US companies. So with that, I got exposure to all the industries and sectors in the Indian market as well as the US market. Learning new things every day is what drove me or motivated me throughout my internship. In the end, I would like to thank Mr. Mali sir and Mr. Kedar for mentoring me and training me. I was honored to be under their guidance throughout the internship. Thank you.